Check 1 2. All right, we are back. Sorry about that. My whole computer froze up. That's why our live stream ended abruptly. I blame Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. I think 2020 heard us talking about them. All of us are jumping ship and going to 24, and it's like, nope, I'm shutting down your stream. But anyways, starting all over. Shall we meet again? What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back. We are back in business. It's your boy Blue. And today we are talking about Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. If you're just joining us, we are live on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook, and on TikTok. So thanks for joining us. No new news has come up with Microsoft Flight Sim. We got Mikey in the chat, we got Q7 in the chat, and we got Randy, a random video editors in the chat, Christopher Marie as well. One thing I'll do to start off this time is just to kind of tell you guys what I know, right? I did take some notes while I was at the event, and a few things I took notes of was that obviously we have a thin client. They call it a thin client. Basically, again, they're moving towards, more cloud style server things, right? Less content physically downloaded on your machine and more content being streamed to you from the almighty cloud. So how well that's going to work, we don't know, but we also had that same worry back before Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 came out, right? We were like, well, if I'm streaming scenery, like how well is that going to work? And it's worked pretty good for us the past few years. So hopefully it works that well as well with aircraft being streamed and airports being streamed and world updates being streamed and all those things that you would normally download to your PC. Hopefully everything works smoothly and seamlessly. In my head, I'm like trying to comprehend, how does that work? Like, how can you stream a plane to me and I'd be able to see it in high fidelity all the time? I don't really understand it. It's mad science to me. But yes, me too, Gamer Ozzy. I'm so ready for 2024, man. I'm done with 2020 already. I'm like, all right, let's move on. Let's move on. But anyways, it should reduce your load times as you get into the sim. In theory, don't know that as a fact, but it should reduce your load times because everything is moving to the cloud. World updates are no longer downloaded. They are streamed. So I know a lot of people don't download the world updates because they know how much space is going to take from their machine. Well, now you don't have to download them anymore. Now you don't. Can I spawn an ESGG? Wants to know if it's worth the upgrade. I don't actually have Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 on my machine. They did not give it to me yet. I just got an access. I got a chance to go out and play it at an event. And so sadly, they did not allow us to take them home. So sorry, I can't answer that one. Will career mode only be with Microsoft Flight Sim default planes? Like if there is a commercial airline flight with the Max 8 in career mode, could you fly the iFly or the PMDG Max? Yes, you should be able to use any of the aircraft that you have access to, that you own in your normal library. You should be able to use them and access them in career mode. Again, I kind of answered this earlier, but I don't know exactly how the prerequisite and progress system will work with the third-party aircraft, because like if you want to fly a 737 Max in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024, you have to actually like progress to that point. You can't just out the gate start there. You got to fly Cessna, you got to earn your multi-engine rating, you got to earn your commercial pilot license, and then eventually you get to the airline rating where you can fly the 737 Max. Now, will the Phoenix be there as well? Can you fly the Phoenix when you get to that point? Can you fly the PMDG when you get to that point? That stuff I don't exactly know. But that's how I would expect it to happen. I guess maybe it puts them in categories. Does the third-party developer have to create that category themselves? Again, I don't know. Curly is asking, are the Airbus aircraft in 2024 as good and in-depth as the Phoenix? And same with the PMDG versus the 737 Max. The Max is good. It's really good for a default aircraft, but I would not compare it to the Phoenix or the PMDG 737. I would not compare it to those. If you set your standards there, I think you're going to be disappointed. I think it's a really good aircraft, but I think it's just below PMDG, and I mean maybe a little bit below, right? It's below that quality, but it's definitely good enough to fly on VATSIM. Full VNAV capability, LNAV capability. You can do a full IFR flight, use the radios, all the buttons are clickable. So it's it is a high fidelity aircraft, but I wouldn't expect them to go above and beyond like Phoenix and PMDG did. All right, does that make sense? So I think it's good. It's flyable. It's gonna be a great option to fly. But I personally think like the iFly 737 Max is probably gonna be better than the default one, which usually, you know, these third-party aircraft are better. If it wasn't better, why would we even buy it? You know what I'm saying? Why would we buy a third-party aircraft if it's not better than the default? So I would assume that it's gonna be better, but I don't know that. I've not flown the 737 Max by iFly. I've only flown the one in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 so far. So you heard you say about progressive up to the airliner. I fly military aircraft. Are they the same? Sadly, currently at release, there will be no military progression in career mode. You can still fly the A-10, the F-18, and you know all the military aircraft. You can fly those in free flight, but there's no career path for military aviation right now in career mode. But that's something that we did mention at the event when we talked to developers and that we are requesting. So hopefully they'll add that in after release, but it won't be there at release. That's for sure. Yes, Kesta, this is the new Microsoft Flight Sim with the new missions and all that. Yes, sir. No, you're all good. You're all good. You might not have heard my answer earlier. Is there any turbulence? Yes. There is wake turbulence. That is the turbulence that comes off of the back of an aircraft when it takes off, like the heavy aircraft or airline or even helicopters also produce turbulence. So all that turbulence is definitely simulated. There is turbulence in the weather as well. I did not get a chance to really test that fully, but from what they told me, the weather should be better. So I don't know if we get the in-cloud turbulence effect yet. I don't want to say yes. I don't know the answer to that for sure. But I do know that the aircraft produces turbulence. I don't know if the weather does. It should. Hopefully it does. That's how it's supposed to work, right? But yeah. Why can't we get this on PlayStation? Because Xbox is a Microsoft product. Simple as that. It's a competitor to PlayStation, so you will most likely never see Microsoft Flight Sim on a Sony product, sadly. Sony's got to come up with their own Flight Sim. Probably the most asked question, but will my third-party add-ons like GSX or PMDG that you didn't buy on a marketplace be free in the new sim? So that is, you should be able to copy those over to your community folder in the new sim, and they should, quotes, should just work, right? But I would expect a lot of those things to possibly get broken in some way. And sorry, and the developer may need to go and update some small little code somewhere to make it fully compatible. So I think that's going to happen on a few aircraft and add-ons, especially something as complex as GSX, because we actually don't know. So one thing I did not get a chance to try is the ground handling. I don't know if they've changed any of the ground handling in 2024. I was not able to test that while I was there. So if they did, most likely, then yeah, we probably do have some sort of compatibility issue. So I don't know. But if you have to buy them again, that is up to the developer. That's up to PMDG, and it's up to GSX themselves to decide if they're gonna, you know, resell you the thing you already bought, which I don't like. I don't like that idea personally. Chessie, Rail fan, welcome to the stream, man. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. You want to RP as Fox News anchor from LA on a police pursuit? Yeah, you can kind of do that. There's no police RP right now, but you know, you're able to walk around, and I'm sure, you know, hey, there's a lot of possibilities with this new sim. I wouldn't, you know, yeah, it's possible, but it's not built in right now. Can we fly airliners and helicopters if we don't do the career mode? Yeah, of course, you can fly anything. It's just like the current Microsoft Flight Sim. You can do the same as you did before. You can do all the free flight stuff we did before, fly any plane you want, anywhere you want. You do not have to participate in career mode. Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 is still Microsoft Flight Sim. Career mode is just a new mode that you get access to. Matter of fact, I can show you guys. I think I have a screenshot in here somewhere of the new UI. Not in there. Hero. Gameplay. One of these. Nope, not that one. There it is. This is the new this is the new UI, the new home screen for Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. So yeah, so you have your career mode here. You have World Photographer, Activities, Challenge, League, Marketplace, but you still have your free flight, and free flight works just as it did before with a new fancy flight tablet. Will there be shared cockpit? No. That I know the answer to. I asked that question specifically to Jorg, and he said no, but they are working on it. They have prototypes behind the scenes, and that's something they're trying to produce and provide to us in 2024 at a later date. So it did not make the release of 2024, but they do know about it. They are working on it. They're trying to get it to work. It's just not working yet. Do I know or think that 2024 is gonna be better in stutters and bugs than 2020? I don't know. I don't know. Are your add-ons transferable? In theory, yes, they should be. They should be. Aus, Texas. You don't own the game because you got it with Game Pass, but you bought Premium Deluxe. Will that transfer? I'm confused. How do you not own the game, but you bought Premium Deluxe Edition? I don't really understand that question. Sorry. All default airliners with default EFBs, right? Yes. All planes, not just airliners. All planes in Microsoft Flight Sim will now ship with EFBs, the same EFB, but they all have access to the EFB. Is there going to be separate servers for 2020 and 2024? I believe so. I believe if you're on 24 and your friend is on 2020, you will not see each other. I think they answered that at a previous developer stream. How long until the Aviator package for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 sells out? Probably, I'd give it a week or less. I think it's limited, right? It's limited available. It might be less than that, but I'd give it a few days before it sells out. Do you think VATSIM will be compatible on day one? Yeah, I don't think that's going to change. I think that's going to be fine. VATSIM is pretty separate to Microsoft Flight Sim. It only relies on a couple things. It might be a couple of things they'd have to adjust, but I think it's going to just work. That's my opinion. I don't know that for a fact. I think it's going to work. Do we know the minimum recommended specs? We do, actually. They posted it today. I actually took a screenshot on my phone. And I actually, you know what? I posted that on my YouTube. On my YouTube community panel, or community section. I posted the minimum specs. I'll read it out to you here, though. Let's see. I don't actually understand any of this. Let's start with AMD. Minimum spec for an AMD PC. It's going to be DirectX 12. No more support for DirectX 11. So if that's a problem for you. Minimum spec CPU is an AMD Ryzen 5 2600X. Again, I'm just reading it. I don't know what any of this means. GPU, minimum spec GPU says Radeon RX 5700, VRAM 4 gigs, RAM 16 gigs, storage 50 gigs, bandwidth 10 megabytes per second. Now, one thing, if you're new to Flight Sim, I'm going to tell you this. Do not go by minimum specs. There's never been a Flight Sim that worked well, that performed well on minimum specs. You're going to want to be somewhere in the middle, at least, for your minimum spec. So for recommended, we'll show NVIDIA too. So for NVIDIA, it's a DX12 Intel Core i7 6800K, GeForce GTX 970. That's 4 gigs of VRAM, 16 gigs of RAM, and 50 gigs of storage, and 10 megabytes of bandwidth. That is for minimum spec. Again, I do not personally ever recommend minimum spec when playing Flight Sim. I know it can get expensive upgrading PC parts, but in my experience, even at recommended specs, you know, you're not getting 60 FPS, or maybe 30, maybe 30. Thank you, Raven, for that sub. Welcome to the blue team, my friend. Hope you're doing well. 5,000 copies of the Aviator. So you think in a week from now, or from the release date? Yeah, I think only 5,000. Oh, that's gonna go quick. They're only doing 5,000 copies of the Aviator's edition. That's gonna go really fast. Did I get early access? Yes, I did. Lawnmower. This is a screenshot I'm showing right now. But I did get early access a couple weeks ago to play it for a day. All right, so for recommended specs, it's showing again, DX12. They dropped DX11. Recommended specs for Intel is an i7 10700, a GeForce 2080. That does sound a little better. 8 gigs of VRAM, 32 gigs, wow, of RAM, and then 50 gigs of space and 50 megabytes of bandwidth. For AMD, that is an AMD Ryzen 7 2700 X-Ray, Radeon RX 5700 X2, 8 gigs VRAM, 32 gigs of RAM, and then 50 gigs of storage, and again 50 megabytes per second there on the bandwidth. For ideal spec, again, this is actually already posted on Microsoft Flight Sim's forum. It's posted on their Twitter. I posted it on, I think, on my Twitter. It's also on my community page. So if you want to see it for yourself and not just listen to me say it, you can find it there. But again, for ideal spec, this is what they're saying. This is actually news to me. I haven't read this until right now. For AMD, we'll start with AMD. DX12 again, AMD Ryzen 7 7900 X-Ray, the Radeon RX 7900 XT for your GPU. The we want 12 gigs of VRAM, 64 gigs, holy crap, of RAM. That's for ideal. That's actually what I have. I have 64 gigs of RAM. 50 gigs space and 100 megabytes of bandwidth. For Intel, this is the last one. For recommended ideal spec is what they say. DX12 Intel i7 14700K, a GeForce RTX 4080. There's no way all these people got 4080s. 12 gigs of VRAM and 64 gigs, holy crap, of RAM, and then 50 gigs of storage, of course, and then again 100 megabytes of bandwidth. 4080? In my experience, chat, for pretty much all flight sims, if you're like around a 30 series graphics card, you're okay. Like you're right. You're gonna make it. If you're a 20 series card, you know, you'll survive. You won't be running very high specs, or not specs. You won't be running very high. You won't be running like high end. You're probably running like medium or whatnot. But you can have an enjoyable time. You just gotta fine tune it. You gotta make sure you gotta fine tune your settings. You can definitely find some performance with a 2080 or a 30 series card for sure. You don't need it. I'm not gonna tell you to go buy a 4080 unless you want a NASA computer and you got the money to do that. Then yeah, go get you a 4080. But for most people, you don't need to get a 4080. Now, if you want to do VR, you have to minimum 30 series card. Trust me on that, all right? Minimum 30 series graphics card. I don't know what the equivalent to that is on AMD. I'm not an AMD person. I don't know anything about AMD. I'm sorry. Thank you, Nelson Kelly, for the sub. Welcome to the blue team. Hope you have an amazing day so far. Thank you so much. But if you want to do VR, I personally recommend a minimum 30 series graphics card. Minimum. I would recommend you get a 40 series to really enjoy it, especially in a flight sim. For racing or for a lot of other games, you can deal with a much lower spec, but flight sims are very demanding. Even if they're streaming data to you, flight sim is still gonna be pretty demanding on your PC from what I understand. But again, they're you know, advertising a thin client, so we're hoping for better performance since they're taking less stress off your machine and kind of putting more of that stress on the bandwidth. So get you some good internet, get you some fiber if you can. Maybe upgrade your internet plan wherever you are, if you can. We got access to that. Thank you, Siniki, I think is what that says, for the sub. Welcome to the blue team, my friend. Hope you're doing well. What about if you're in a 1660 Ti? Yeah, you're kind of like in the range of minimum spec there. You can run it, but you're gonna run at low settings. What I recommend to everybody is if you're like debating on if you can run Microsoft Flight Sim at a decent, you know, frame rate, I recommend getting it on Game Pass. First of all, it's cheaper that way. Get it on Game Pass, try it out, see how it runs. If it runs to your liking, if you're enjoying it, then, you know, either keep playing on Game Pass or go ahead and pick up one of the editions and own it for yourself. But I recommend trying it out on Game Pass first, if you're kind of like in the air, if you're gonna like it, or if it's actually gonna work. Yeah. What is the update coming out? This is not an update. This is a brand new game. Let me show you guys a new screenshot because we're just kind of sitting on this screen here. What else do I have here? Yeah, I can't play these video files. I don't have an MOV. There's the max. can go through some screenshots. If you guys have any questions, let me know. We're just chilling today. We're not flying. We're just talking about kind of what we expect from Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. If you have any questions about any of the features or how things work or anything like that, just let me know. A feature you really want is a hangar of your planes with livery tail. Can you take career mode in free flights? Can you take career mode on free flights? That's a good question. So career mode and free flight are obviously two separate modes. If you just want to fly your plane, like your career mode plane, for a free flight, you probably can. I mean, or do you have to start a mission? I don't actually know. I don't know if you have to activate a mission. That's a good question. I would like a hangar though. With now that we have the walk around mode feature, I would definitely like a hangar or a house. Shoot, you know, that'd be cool. I want a house. Like with interactive doors I can walk in, open up and stuff like that. That'd be sick, right? That'd be freaking sick. Oh man, the possibilities with walk around mode now, man, is endless, bro. Do I know anything about the Saab 340? All I know about the Saab 340 is that there's gonna be a Saab 340 and it's being made by Coronado. That's all I know about it. As far as Microsoft Flight Sim, I am personally excited about that. That aircraft brings back a lot of memories. I used to fly that plane a lot back on X-Plane, and I love that plane. So I've been hoping to get a Saab 340 in Microsoft Flight Sim, and I'm excited to finally get one. I believe that's going to be part of the deluxe edition, I believe. Take a look at her. Where is she at? Saab. Where you at, Saab? There it is. What GPU do I have? I have a RTX 4090. What do I know about ground services, Thomas? I don't know anything, sadly. I did not get a chance to try out or test the ground services in 2024 while I had my hands on the game. Wish I could have, because when I was in such a hurry, you know, to kind of get video recorded and do test flights and stuff like that. Most of the flights that I did, I started with the engines running already, which is something I don't normally do. I don't normally do that. Can you walk around? Yes, you can walk around. And you can walk as far as you want. There's a button you can press on your keyboard or wherever you map it to that allows you to get in and out of your aircraft and on foot. So you can do it in any aircraft. And I don't think you can do it in the air. I don't know. Haven't tried that. But basically, you can get in and out at any time you want. Good afternoon, nice side. Gaming, welcome to the stream. Been busy in a world of warships, getting the American cruiser line unlocked. Nice, man. How much money you spent on that game? Simbit World is in the house. Welcome to the street, man. How you doing? Welcome aboard. Gamer, you have a 4070 Ti Super i9 10900K. It runs 2020 pretty well. Do you think that it'll be enough for 2024? Because the ideal settings are literally the specs of a NASA computer. They kind of are. Yeah, the ideal specs are kind of, I think if you're running Microsoft Flight Sim well right now on whatever specs you're running, you're going to be fine in the new one. You can expect, if you're having trouble now with 2020, I would be worried with 2024. I don't know how much it's going to improve, but if you found a sweet spot with your setup in 2020 currently, you should be just fine in 2024. Jans, you just upgraded the RTX 4060. Yeah, that'll be fine. 4060 should be fine too, I think. Yeah, I'm surprised, honestly, of the ideal specs myself. Flight Simulator 101, you have a 4090, 13,900K. That's exactly what I have. And 32 gigs of RAM. I had a 64. I got you beat there, but we got the same PC, basically. But yeah, your PC run it perfectly fine. You don't need 64 gigs. One of the reasons why I got 64 gigs of RAM was because I stream, I do video editing, I do a lot of multitasking on my PC. That's why this stream ended earlier. It crashed because something bogged down my system. I don't know what it was, but I need all the RAM I can get, especially for the workload that I put on this PC, and I have pushed it definitely to its limit already. You hope they're going to add the Pratt & Whitney engines to the A321neo. Let's go take a look at the 321. Let's take a look. That was a surprise for me. When I saw we were getting an A321 for Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. I was like, what? I mean, it only makes sense, right? This is actually going to be developed by INI Builds, so I would expect the same quality of the current INI Builds 320 to be in the 21 Neo. So if you like that aircraft, good for you. If you don't, then yeah. Yeah. You better hope the Phoenix is compatible with the new sim. What is my favorite aircraft? My favorite aircraft is the 777. Yeah. Captain Will is in the house. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I mean, as far as Simbit World, I think that what Microsoft Flight Sim is doing as far as the career side, I don't think it competes with Simbit World. And what I mean by that is it's very different. It's a very different direction. With Simbit World career mode, you're simulating the life of an airline pilot and an airline pilot's career progression of trying to find different jobs at different airlines, like real world airlines, flying real world routes. With the Microsoft Flight Sim career progression, you're starting off at a Cessna, like you're starting off with your private pilot. You're starting off much lower on the totem pole, and you work your way up to commercial. But even when you get to the commercial like level, you're not looking for an airline job. You're just flying airline jobs. Does that make sense? So it's like you're more just kind of like doing contract work for, I guess, various airlines and various airline aircraft. You're not actually kind of being hired by like United like I did. So definitely different. I think some people will prefer one or the other, and I think that's cool. I think Simbit World will live on. Night Wolf, what's up, man? How was your stream, bro? Speaking of career modes, congrats on unlocking it or buying your first FBO on FS Economy. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Tom Su, yes, INI Builds is a dev of the A321 B2. Career mode question. Once you own a company, does it support hiring AI pilots and scheduling AI flights? I don't think so. I think the only extent that it goes to right now is when you own your own company, you can buy your own planes and manage your own planes and your own fleet. So I don't think it goes as far as hiring. As a matter of fact, I know you can't hire AI pilots or real people, sadly. That will be like the obvious next step, right? So I don't see why they couldn't add that in the future. But again, I don't work for them. I'm not a dev. I don't know what their plans are in the future, but that would make sense to me. Mikey says, I'm so hyped I want to delete 2020. You know, on that note, man, like that's kind of my expectations, guys. Like I was talking to somebody before. I was like, I want to like if Microsoft Flight Sim 2024 comes out and I'm not satisfied enough with its current state on day one that I can delete 2020, then I will be disappointed. Like I personally want to delete 2020 when 24 comes out. I don't see a reason to keep it. Like think about any other game out there, like F1, like the F1 games, or racing games, or the FIFA games, or the NBA games, right? When the new game comes out, you don't be like, I'm gonna stick with the 2021, right? I'm not gonna upgrade to the latest one. Like, no, of course, if you're an NBA 2K player, that's your stuff, that's your game. When the new game comes out, you delete the old one immediately. And so with 2020, I don't want to keep that. I don't care how less of space 24 takes up. I don't want to keep my 2020. My 2020 right now is a ridiculous amount of gigs. I can't remember how much it is, but it's a crazy amount. It's like a terabyte or something, or almost a terabyte of space in my community folder and all my add-ons and world updates and all that crazy stuff. So this whole streaming idea, I'm hoping it works out because I need it. I'm one of the people who need that space back. Thank you, Donald, for the sub. Welcome to the blue team, my friend. I saw a really funny TikTok meme a few days ago about how Call of Duty is taking up everybody's space. I gotta find that video and share it. It was hilarious. What's up, Flight Hound? Sorry if I already covered it. How is the ATC? Can you talk to it or still menu based? I actually don't know. I'm not gonna answer that because I actually don't know. I did not test the ATC. I'm sorry, Flight Hound. I don't want to say yes or no because I don't actually know the answer to that question. What aircraft am I most excited about in 2024? That's a great question. Let's take a look at our options. Well, I think I actually know the answer to that question. I think I know the answer. There's a few. There's a few I'm excited for. Let's see. I know I'm excited for the Pilatus PC-24, which is this baby right here. I've been wanting one of these in Flight Sim forever. It's basically a jet version of the PC-12. So I'm excited about that one. Maybe not the most excited, but I'm pretty excited about that one. And you know, I love I builds. You know, don't get me wrong, I love you guys. I wasn't that impressed with your 320 V2, to be honest with you. I do love the 321 Neo though. I do love the 321 Neo. But so I am looking forward to this, but I don't know. I'm on the fence. I gotta try it first. The 330, I'm definitely looking forward to the 330. We have a bunch of variants. We even have freighter variants too. So a lot of variants of that. Looking forward to that. The Max, you know, I did get to try to test it out. I would have probably said that's what I'm most excited about. But I guess now that I've tried it and I know what it, you know, I've tasted the Kool-Aid on this, I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's good, but it's not like excitingly good. It's like, okay, we have this aircraft now. It exists. We get to fly it. But it's not like over the top amazing. It doesn't blow me away. So I can't say that I'm super excited about that one. But what else am I excited for? Oh wait, the C-17. You know me, guys. I love my military stuff. I'm not sure how they're gonna do this. I don't know what it flies like. Don't you fly this with a joystick? I can't remember. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. The 225 sounds interesting as well. And plus, it's made by High Performance Group, and those guys are freaking amazing. Thank you so much, Samba, for the money gun on TikTok. Thank you, man. Appreciate it so much. Yes, we do need that fly-by-wire A380, Samba. We do need it. Hopefully, we'll get that soon. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for some of these, but like, I personally don't fly a lot of default airplanes. Like, I can't think of the last time I flew a default aircraft in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. To be honest with you, like, I'm flying the Phoenix, I'm flying the fly-by-wire, I'm flying the PMDG, the 808 Comanche. You know, I don't fly a lot of default aircraft. So like, the Max, I'm not sure when the iFly comes out, but if we don't get the iFly before 2024, then I'll definitely fly the Max. So, I mean, I'll be flying all these aircraft until they get their third-party improved counterpart, right? And then I'll switch to the third-party version, or the modded version of it. The beauty of being on PC. Samba says you're looking forward to the 330 and the 321. Nice. Hawk, can you show me how DCS starts? I'm going to start flying, but I don't know where to start. Hawk, how DCS starts? My best advice for DCS is to pick a plane, learn that one plane, and start there. There's plenty of tutorials online, so that's how I learned each of the planes that I know. I started with that plane. I learned the systems, I learned how to start it, learned how to do the weapons. That's what I recommend for y'all. We'll be streaming DCS tomorrow, so if you have any more DCS questions, you can send them to me tomorrow. We'll be flying tomorrow on DCS. Is I built here? Oh no. Are they? They probably are. Are they? Oh no, they are. Ed, what are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here. We're talking about you. We're talking about you. The new app we are preparing to release will complement the new Microsoft Flight Sim visuals. Very good. Keep an eye on our Discord. Nice! Simbid World has a new update to the app coming up. Nice. I'm glad you're doing that, because the original app, I'll admit, man, as some constructive criticism, I'm sure you know this, it looks kind of out of date. So I'm glad you're doing a refresh and looking forward to seeing what you bring to it, man. Pretty cool. Looking forward to that. Hope I get to showcase that in the near future. But let's see. Any more questions, guys, about Microsoft Flight Sim 2024? Let's take a look at my my notes. There's more things that I learned. So one thing is interesting. I know flight model is a big topic in Microsoft Flight Sim, right? A big topic. And one thing that stood out to me, and I think I do have pictures. Actually, I have pictures of something else, which I'll talk about. I don't think I have any aerodynamic pictures. Heck. don't think I do. This is ray tracing. There's some new lighting they're showing off in these screenshots here. This picture looks amazing. Seriously looks amazing. Can I make it bigger? Oh, it is bigger. Nice. Look at that. That looks amazing. The way the light's reflecting off. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know the techie terms, but they've done some things to make things look better, and they do look better. I'll confirm that. I know ray tracing. Actually, here it is. So this is without ray tracing. So look at that. This is without ray tracing. Notice the shadows. Notice the buttons. Notice how kind of soft and weird the edges look on the buttons, things like that. And now I go over to ray tracing. So it's like a subtle difference, right? That you probably won't notice unless you see it side by side, but there is a difference to the graphics and finer details here. But anyways, I'll talk about aerodynamics. You got Cirrus clouds. They updated or kind of improved the way that glass looks and some of the scratches and stuff like that. You got the tracks here. You've all seen this, these screenshots. But for aerodynamics, they've improved them. The surface, like the wing surfaces or the surfaces of the aircraft, are now 5 times more detailed based on what the developers are telling us. There's 5 times more detail, which I would assume, right, means that the flight model should get, I wouldn't say 5 times better, but it should get better. If you have 5 times more data points in your flight model or your aerodynamics of the aircraft, it should work better, right? So obviously we have soft body simulations for balloons and parachutes, an interactive world, which is what we're looking at right now, where you have actual tracks being drawn in grass, dirt, snow. There is actually 3D collision with the ground. So if there's a rock down here and you drove over a rock, you would actually hit that rock. And if you're in a tailjacker, for example, you'll actually tip over. And I actually showed that in one of my videos I posted this morning. But you can pick up and drop objects. You can interact with interactive physics, cargo balancing, blah, blah, blah. Systems do have wear and tear now. You mainly notice this in career mode because when you do a free flight, you mainly just always spawn in a brand new plane. But if you're doing career mode where you're flying the same plane over and over, you may see wear and tear, like changing your oil and other things like that. So this is a really cool one right here. So this, I was trying to show this earlier and I couldn't find the right photo. This is the right photo. So this is, let me go to the next one. Okay, yeah. So this is Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 ground texturing. This is like a runway, right? I've always personally complained about just how freaking blurry, look how blurry that is. It's ridiculous. Like, what even is that? And so that's been a big pet peeve of mine. I've been begging for them to do something about this, and they did. They listened. So this is now, look how crisp that taxi line is. Look how crisp that white piano key is. And you can also see, you can actually see the depth of these little cracks in the runway and your aircraft, because all this has collision. All this data is creating collision. So your aircraft will actually roll over those naturally as they should. And this is honestly, for me, one of my favorite kind of updates to Microsoft Flight Sim. And it sounds small, it sounds subtle, but like I think it's gonna make a massive difference at both handcrafted airports and at default airports, because I hated the default. Oh my god, I hated that so much. Does Phoenix work on 2024? We don't know yet. We won't know until we try it. Yes, you can pre-order the game now. Can you do it on Steam, chat? Is it on Steam? Or is it just a Microsoft store? I haven't actually looked. I was meaning to open up Steam and take a look. I'll open up Steam now and see if I can find it. So much nicer. All right, so here is another example of the ground detail. So this is currently Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, the ground polygons. If you guys don't know much about 3D modeling, basically a polygon is what makes a shape. So like my hand, if I were to 3D model my hand, it'll be made out of, for example, I could make it out of 50 polygons to make it look realistic. If I want to make it look like 32-bit, you know what I mean? Like one of those cartoons, I could do it in like 5 polygons. I look like a triangle. You know what I mean? So anyways, I'm not sure that makes sense, but you guys get it. Anyways, this is the current ground in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. Check out the detail in 2024. Now, apparently, this is still not textured, but the detail is so high detailed that it looks like it's actually textured. And even look here, you can see the wheels here. Can I zoom in? Is there an option to zoom? I don't know. There we go. If I zoom in, you can see how the wheels are like sitting on a rock. Like it's like sitting between a crack in the rocks. And like all that's simulated. All that physics is simulated. You'll feel that in the aircraft, in the cockpit. The aircraft suspension will react to that. If the bump is too big, again, because it's all this is collidable. All of this is creating collision. If you hit too big of a rock, you will flip or damage your plane. So this blew me away when I saw this picture for the first time. I was like, holy crap! You telling me this? And this is, I believe, I wrote it down. It's 5. Is it 5? Where did I write it down? I think it's 5,000 times more. Is it 5,000? Where did I type that in? Sorry, 4,000. Let me be correct. 4,000 times more detail in the ground. That's nuts. That's not just for like dirt and grass. This is also for the runway and stuff like that too. So pretty amazing. And this is something else. I'm not sure what this picture's showing. Ground wireframe. Here's some more tracks in the snow. Snow deformation. See if you guys have any more questions here. Yeah, 4,000 more times, Sherwin. Yep. The wheels look better. Yes, the wheels do look better. Whenever you replay your landings, you look at the wheels and they look like garbage. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't know if that's been changed. I don't know if the like blurry wheel issue has been changed. I was talking with I was talking to somebody recently about that. There's a certain technique that developers can do to make that not look so bad on developer end, but I don't know. I'm not sure if there's been any core changes to make the blurry wheels look any better. I'm trying to see if I can find Microsoft Flight Sim in the Steam store so I can see how much it costs. What's up, Owls in the chat? Welcome aboard, man. Good to see you. Is this it? Is this 2020 or 2024? This is the 40th edition. Yeah, I don't know. I'll look for it later. All right, what's the next? What is this? All right, this is Storm Clouds. This looks like X-Plane. Sorry, this looks like Microsoft 2020. Or is this 24? Actually, I think it's still 24. Just the lighting looks not great in this shot. But I think he's trying to show us kind of like a supercell massive storm cloud, like dark storm cloud. If you think about it, Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, the clouds never get really that dark. They're always kind of like, they might get a little gray for overcast or for stormy weather, but like this is dark. This is how it actually should look. So I think this is mainly talking about the clouds, not necessarily what's down here. I think it's the last photo I have in this set. Yeah, in the tech set, yeah. How was the performance versus 2020 in your brief time? I couldn't tell. I really couldn't tell. Wasn't on there long enough. Didn't fly far enough to really tell. I can't judge performance just yet. But they're saying they're trying to make performance better than 2020 currently. So that's what I'm expecting. But, you know, don't hold your breath on it. I wouldn't get your hopes up. Levi, we actually went over some of the PC minimum and recommended specs a little bit earlier. If you want to rewind back, probably like 30 minutes ago now. It was a while ago. I also posted them online. You can find them on the forum, Microsoft Flight Sim, and on my community page. If you're looking for the minimum specs for Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, they're pretty high. Surprisingly. Bloody Viper, welcome back, man. Good to see you. Welcome to the stream. All right, let's see what else I got in my little pack. Anything you guys want to see specifically? Or any questions you have, let me know. We'll probably stay on for another like 15 minutes. I'm gonna get lunch. What did Flighthound ask? I think I missed this question. Are there any updates from Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 going to be default in 2024? Like what? Oh, world updates. So let's see, world updates. So when 2024 comes out, it's gonna have a whole new like updated world data. Like the whole world is gonna be updated. I'm not saying you're getting like, you know, like a super high res like new region, but like you're gonna get like more up-to-date scenery than what we have in 2020. We're still gonna have our regional and city updates, and all of those will translate over to 2024. But there is expected to have an entire world refresh, I guess you could say, before 24 comes out. I'm not sure if that's what we used or if we're still using the old one. Ricky Mosher, no, it is not out just yet. It is not out just yet. Oh, I like these screenshots too. Check these out. These are really crazy. So if you want to see the differences, I'm gonna probably make a video separately about this too. But this is Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 as is right now. Brace yourself. Brace yourself. You ready for this, chat? You ready for this, chat? All right, check this out. Before, after. That's crazy. Flight Hound, sorry I missed your question. Is GSX still needed? What did passengers look like for airliners, ground equipment, etc.? Sadly, I did not get a chance to check that out either, but I do know that the passengers walking in the trailer is a cinematic animation, and that is not a part of the ground services, which is sad. But I did confirm that. All those really cool, medical things walking up, all that, that's all a career mode cinematic intro, like the ready to fly screen, basically. Oh, I just noticed there's an alligator down here. Bruh. I can't believe they took animals from what's that again? Planet Zoo or something like that. Well, I can't believe it. No, I can't believe it. Good stuff though. Did the animated passengers were implemented on the preview? Care to share your thoughts on them? Yeah, like I just said, Adam, those animated passengers are just part of the cutscene preview, cutscene animation before your career mode flight, and they're only in career mode too, so you're not gonna see them in free flight. I asked that specifically. All right, here's another before and after. I believe this is somewhere in the Amazon. And brace yourself. Here it is. Not as dramatic, but still you can definitely see a significant difference between these blurry, like pixelated trees and actual high resolution 3D trees. Even the mountains look better in the background. Clouds look pretty good too. Yeah, no more popcorn clouds. All right, next up we got another Amazon shot, which I think this is also Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. Will the water physics be different? I don't know if they've changed, but they definitely look a lot better. I did a test flight landing into the water, and I was extremely impressed. Extremely impressed by how the water felt, how the water splashed up, how it created a wake. I'm gonna show you guys I'm gonna show you guys some shots of some ships. Oh my God, you're gonna think Microsoft Flight Sim. I'm telling you, is gonna be the next big ship simulator. I'm saying it right now. All right, here's the after of that shot. Beautiful low haze there with the sun glow, all that. Keep going. Is this before and after? I'm not sure. Yeah, it kind of is. This is a different plane, but so you can get dirty. Again, I showed this off in a video I posted earlier this morning. When you drive an aircraft on the grass, on the dirt, on mud, depending on what you're in, right? It will actually get your aircraft pretty dirty pretty quick too. I love it. I freaking love that. I was like, oh snap, it's getting dirty. This is cool. So yeah, you gotta see my reaction to that on my video I posted earlier. It's really cool. Another before and after in a Canadian mountain somewhere. This is Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 and then 2024. Wow, that's a big difference. Look at that. That's a huge difference. Look at the grass. Look at this is crazy because like I'm looking at this like when 2020 came out, this was like the ish, man. You know what I mean? Like we were like, oh my God, it looks so realistic. And then we look at the other one, like now we're looking at it like that look like crap. Like that looks horrible. Like what is this? What is this, a painting? Microsoft Life Simulator, exactly. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna get me a house, man. And let me tell you, York said a very strong statement in one of his interviews recently. He said that the world is so detailed on the ground that you can literally walk around like a first-person shooter. And I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Yep, Bob Ross will be proud. I was like, there's no way. But after getting a hands-on preview of the game, he was right. He was right. And I was telling Mikey earlier, he asked, how far away from your aircraft can you walk? You can walk anywhere you want. I mean, you probably don't want to walk an hour away, right? So you're probably not going to, but you could walk just forever until you just decide to stop walking. You could do that. Like, there's no place off limits to where you can walk. I mean, I haven't tried walking into the water. I don't know how that works. Or walking up a mountain. I don't know how that works. I haven't tried that either, but you can literally walk anywhere basically. And with the world being in this detail from ground level, I mean, like, bro, give me a house, give me some interactive doors. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. I even asked, I made a suggestion to one of the guys on the dev team. Like, hey, can you add some more like interactive objects in the world? Like right now, you can really only interact with the aircraft when you're in first person mode. There's nothing else really to interact with. I'm sure somebody could create a scenery that you can interact with as a third party, but right now, there's nothing really to interact with. So, but I was like, hey, it'd be cool if there was like objects in the world that you could like, I don't know, move or pick up or touch. I don't know. That's just me being ambitious. All right, next up we got Corsica and after. Again, before. Wow, that looks horrible. Can you believe we play this? We play this game. This is a game. This is a simulator. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Fizzy, app spoke to the stream, man. Didn't hear the answer. I'm sorry, I missed your question. Fizzy, if you don't mind asking it again, I was looking away when you asked it. I'll look now. What about multiplayer hiking stream when this releases? Let's do it, Tomsu. Let's bring some tents. I'm down. Hiking stream is happening. Bring the Kit Fox out or something else. It's like it does. Bro, we need to bring horses. I need a horse now. We need a horse. Parallel 42, are you watching? Parallel 42, are you here? We need you. We need you to get to work on 2024 ASAP. If anybody's gonna do it, it'd be them. I need a horse to ride. I want to be John Marston. What does money do in career mode? Can you buy planes, etc., or is it just for getting new licenses? Yeah. So for one, you use it to buy your licenses, but also you do use your money to buy aircraft. For your company. All right, so before and after, this is some random forest somewhere. Yeah, wow, beautiful. Did the satellite imagery look? How did the satellite imagery look in rural areas in 2024? It looked good. I mean, it looked about the same as what we see in 2020. Like, as far as the satellite imagery, it looked about the same. I didn't see a higher or lower quality. It's just down here you see more ground foliage covering that, which kind of hides any any ugly pieces of that. But it looks about the same. How can you get Microsoft Flights in 2024 early? I was invited by Xbox out to the Grand Canyon a couple weeks ago to go to a global preview event. They invited about 100 or so content creators and media out there to test the game and do a bunch of stuff. So that's how I got access to it early. But I only got a chance to play it for one day. They did not give us copies to take home with us. They did allow us to record and talk about it and things like that. And the embargo just ended today. That's why you're seeing a lot of talk about it, a lot of streamers showing content. All right, before and whew, I've seen this one before. When I was at the event, they had this picture like painted on the wall and it looked amazing. Actually, it wasn't painted. It was on like a canvas, like a massive canvas printing on the wall. I was like, I want that. I want to take that home. I want that in my office. Is there anything new or major for us that mainly fly military aircraft? Great question, Benjamin. No, nothing new for military except for a few new aircraft. You get an A-10, you get a C-17. Other than getting new aircraft, there's nothing new. I did ask about, is air-to-air refueling going to be, you know, like base sim now, but it's not at the moment. So yeah, nothing new for mil sim, sadly. All right, so this is Mount Fuji. We all know that, but check this out. Yeah, and apparently this ring around the mountain, like, organically went there. Look at the rocks. Bruh. Come on, man. Come on, man. I mean, I know we're looking at visuals, but come on, man. All right, Grand Canyon. Before and after. Let's speed through some more of these here. Looks good. I just came from the Grand Canyon. It looks like this. Before, after. When is the pre-order going to be available to download? I don't know the answer to that question. Sorry. Between this and Sea Power, November is looking like early Christmas. Don't forget about Farming Sim, also coming out pretty soon for those who care. All right, JFK before and after. We saw this shot before. This is Mount Sanford somewhere in the snowy area. That looks crazy. That is crazy. Look at this. The tracks. Wow. I didn't know I needed tracks in my life. All right, I think this is Africa. No, savannah, giraffes. Yep. And then we have twin otter, water palms. This is the famous Yosemite. Very nice. Yeah, so yeah, those before and after pictures are just, they blew me away when I seen them. Blew me away. As you guys know, helipads everywhere now. They have imported all the heliports in the world. How does the company stuff work? Can you make an airline? Sort of, yeah. You can start a company. You can buy airline. You can start a company in career mode, and you can buy airliners. And that's technically you starting an airline. I don't know if they call it starting an airline, but you could technically simulate starting an airline by earning enough money to buy an airliner. The thing is, though, is that the airliners will be very expensive, so you're probably gonna have to grind for a good amount of time to make enough money to actually earn and own one. And when you do finally earn and own a airliner in career mode, it's, again, you have to maintain it, right? So over time, it will wear, it will tear. You have to change out your oil. I don't know what all exactly it can wear. I think your tires can wear, your brakes. I know some of the electrical systems can wear, hydraulics, things like that. They've really actually gone into a lot of detail in the wear and tear system. I don't talk that much about it because I can't remember exactly what systems can wear. But it actually surprised me about how detailed they went into the wear and tear system. And I asked them, I was like, can you please bring over, like, you know, a way to have, what's the word I'm looking for, chat, where your wear and tear carries over from flight to flight in free flight. That's what I want. Persistence, that's what I want. I want persistent state in free flight. Because right now, you really will only experience this in the career mode, because that's the only time you're actually having the same aircraft over and over. Can you hire AI to fly in your company? I do not believe so. I don't think so. Is this available on Xbox? Yes, Fizzy, it is. And what about the flight model, aerodynamics, weather, storms, turbulence, etc.? No problem, Pilot Seb. Aerodynamics, as what they said, the technical term, it is 5 times more 5 times more detailed aerodynamics in the surface. There's wake turbulence coming off of your aircraft now. All aircraft, small and large, including helicopters. I don't have a video of it, but they showed us a really cool video of a helicopter hovering over a flare, and you could actually see the flare smoke like reacting to the wake and the air coming down off of the rotors. It was really impressive and really cool to see that detail. It looks very realistic and very natural. As far as, I did fly the sim, and so how it felt when I flew it, the flight model felt pretty good. I wouldn't say it's like as good as X-Plane for those who know what that is, but it is better than 2020, at least in the planes that I flew. I also really like how the aircraft feel on the ground. Like when you're taking off, when you're landing, you actually feel like you're kind of like actually on the ground, like rather than sliding from side to side. And part of the reason for that, and I talked to one of the devs about this, part of the reason for it not sliding on the ground as much as I used to is because now you have a much more ground detail. Like you have all this ground detail now. So when your wheels are like hydroplane or sliding, it's actually getting caught on some of that ground detail. And this is an extreme example, right? If I go back to like a runway shot, the new runway shot, right? So like if you go over some of those crevices, like there's a bit more traction there. So that the way that the wheels talk to the ground is much more fluid now than it used to be. And so you do actually feel that when taking off and landing the aircraft. So I do believe that it has improved. Hope that answers your question, Pilot Seb. You really hope third-party devs really get tools to have the flight models up to date to X-Plane standard. Yeah, I hope so too. I hope so too. At the end of the day, I think Microsoft Flight Sim just does it a bit differently. And I don't know that they're ever going to be the same. I don't know that Microsoft's ever going to feel like X-Plane. I don't know if they ever will. Would I like it to? I would. I do like the way X-Plane feels more than 2020 and 2024. So we'll see. We'll see what tools are they're given and what third parties can do. Third parties have done some pretty amazing things already with their flight models and getting aircraft fine-tuned, make them feel much better than we thought was even possible. Look at these animals. That's a capybara? Capybara? I ain't never heard of that. Cow. So, animals respond, or animals are located in the world kind of where they're supposed to be. Say it like that. They have data on how the animals herd, like how they migrate. But also, if you go by like a farm, if you're flying over like a farm, you could also see cows on a farm as well as you're flying over farms. So it's pretty cool. Will I buy the Aviator Edition? That's a good question. I actually don't know. I don't know. I need to look into what exactly I get with the Aviator Edition again. Am I buying it for the physical edition? Am I buying it just to get all the stuff that comes with the Aviator Edition? Do I want the stuff in the Aviator Edition? You know what I mean? That I need to look in a little bit more detail on my own before I decide. So I don't know. I know I'm at least getting the premium edition. I know when I was at the event, I was talking to some guys like, yeah, I'm definitely getting the Aviator Edition, but I don't know. We'll see. Any birds? Good question. I actually don't know. I don't know if I have any pictures of birds. I don't think I've seen any pictures of birds. We had birds in 2020, I thought. Probably had birds in 2020. Look at the little goat. I wonder if they move or they just stand there. Pretty sure they move. They moved in 2020. The Aviator Edition gives you 30 Microsoft-made planes from the marketplace. Yeah, I don't really care about those planes. I don't fly any of those planes that they make. So I don't think that I would care to need that. Did they improve helicopter physics? And did you try the high-performance H225? Trader Joe, what's up? Welcome aboard, man. I did not try the 225. They did not have that plane available, or helicopter available to fly at the time of testing. I really wanted to try it, but I couldn't. So I don't know. I did not fly any helicopters while I was there. It's funny, I actually have my helicopter set up right now. We'll be flying helis tomorrow on DCS. But no, I didn't. This gaming setup they gave me had a Thrustmaster yoke, and I was like, I'm not gonna fly helicopter with this. So I didn't do any content for helicopters. So honestly, I don't know what they feel like in 2024. I did get paired up with Mover, who is a helicopter pilot. He asked a lot of helicopter specific questions to the devs, some really great questions, and it seemed like, you know, they were giving him some pretty good, you know, information about some physics that he was asking about. They were very technical. So it made me think, all right, it must be pretty good. So, but I don't know. I haven't tried. Maybe ask Mover or Heli Sim Pilot. Was it Heli Sim Pilot? Yeah, Heli Sim Pilot. He was there as well. Have I missed that one. Let me see. Looking for a question. I just missed it. After the release of 2024, will I delete Microsoft 2020? I want to. If I'm not deleting 2020, then 2024 is a failure already. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping to be able to delete it. When comparing X-Plane, are you comparing to default X-Plane or to third party? Ooh, that's a good question, Melon Lord. That's what we got to think about when we're comparing the two, because most of the time, when we compare the two, we compare the best version of X-Plane to like the current version of 2024, when we should be comparing both defaults. That's a good point. I don't fly anything default in X-Plane either. So I don't even know what default plane feels like in X-Plane anymore. I don't fly anything default over there. Everything I got is mod. Everything I got is modded. Are we able to download those preview photos and videos? Probably. I'm sure there's somewhere on the internet now. You can take a screenshot of your screen right now if you want it. I can post some of these on my Discord as well. Look at the zebra. The zebra. Yeah, I like the animals. Now, I want to show you guys this earlier. This is not flight sim related, but it is in flight sim. And I hope that it turns into something special. And it's my boats. You guys if you know me, you know I've been wanting a realistic ship simulator for a long time. Been looking for the next gen ship simulator. And I'm telling you, Microsoft Flight Sim can be that. All they gotta do is dedicate a little bit of time, a little bit of effort to a few little fine details to make some realistic ship driving. And we're set. Maybe a third party can do it, I don't know. But look at these ships, man. This looks like real freaking life right here, what I'm looking at. Look at this one. And you mentioned a shared cockpit. No shared cockpit yet. No shared cockpit at release for 2024, sadly. I did ask, and he said no. You think Xbox users might get pushed to the side for this one? Why do you think that, Eddie? This is going to be on Xbox. I'm not sure which Xbox you're referring to. I don't know what gen Xbox is. I don't know all the gens. Look at that. But I think ATC is better. It's supposed to be. They're supposed to have made it better. Is career mode only single player? Great question. I've been waiting for somebody to ask that. Yes, it is only single player. I might run out of time. Could be going a little long on our stream today, but I was planning on making a video about some of the details that people don't necessarily probably know really about career mode that might have overlooked, and that's one of them. And that is career mode is only single player. Every mission you see in career mode, you can only do it in single player. There's no multiplayer compatibility. Now, I'm not sure if you can get VATSIM to work with it. Maybe, but yeah, it's all single player. Have I seen images? I missed that comments. What about Xbox? Have I seen what? Have I seen images, videos of the Xbox version? Quality still decently lower than PC. I have not seen any images taken from the Xbox. No. Can you use third-party aircraft in career? Yes, you can. They could, Simbit World. You could really do any, especially with the ground detail being what it is now. The roads are still jacked up. They haven't improved the roads. We know the problem we have with the roads in Microsoft Flight Sim. So I don't know you can turn to a driving sim completely, but if you 3D model like a track or some flat, legit roads, yeah, you could drive with it like Parallel 42 has done. But yeah, you can literally turn Microsoft Flight Simulator into Microsoft Life Simulator and literally simulate anything. Now that we have walk around mode and avatars and like a personal identity, like you can do pretty much anything. Drive, boats, flying, whatever. I kind of, it's kind of the direction that, some people were going to in 2020. We saw boats, we saw planes, or we saw cars to drive. We saw all kind of weird stuff. So I'm up for it. You don't have to use those, right? Hey. You don't have to use those. The AI voice for a flight instructor needs a bit more time in the oven. Too robotic. I agree with that, Fly Guy. I think it's a bit weird as well. Yeah, these ship shots are sick. Will career mode work with VATSIM? Will be difficult. I don't know why it will be difficult. You're still in Flight Sim. You're still flying in Flight Sim, and VATSIM connects to your Flight Sim the same way no matter what mission or free flight you're in. So I would assume you could still use VATSIM. Like if you're doing like a helicopter rescue mission, you could just communicate right to VATSIM. Hey, I need to get into this certain area for this purpose. If they're not too busy, they'll probably say yes. I've done it myself with the high performance group helicopter recently too. So you can tell Gaia has built all these ships. You wonder if Microsoft is still having a Bing shutdown photogrammetry for sensitive location. Probably. How are the physics compared to Microsoft Flight Sim and X-Plane 12? Physics are better than 2020, but not quite as good as X-Plane 12, but definitely better. They have progressed. Who's gonna make a new GTA 5 M server, but it's Microsoft Flight Sim? That would be cool. That'd be cool, actually. I'm down for that. I'm so down for that. Imagine logistics. Yeah, these ships are cool, man. They look good. Look at the fall colors in the trees there. Those clouds look epic in the background. The reflection of the water. I mean, it's just very nice. Back to the Flight Sim stuff. You guys been asking a lot about career things, so let's take a look at whatever career shots I have in here. Not a lot. Got this. Again, I have a video going through career and pretty much in depth, so if you guys want to know more about that, how that works, how the progression works, I have a video about that online already. Have I showed the A380 liveries we're getting? There is no A380 coming, Eli, with Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. Maybe you're thinking about the Beluga or something like that, but there's no A380 by default. We're waiting for Fly-by-Wire to make a 380. What do I think about the new planes we're getting in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024? I think the deluxe edition planes are pretty weak. I don't know. I feel like the whole lineup of aircraft is just kind of all over the place. It's not the most exciting line of aircraft. I am excited to get the 321, the 330, the Max. We got some good stuff in there. Got some good stuff in there. I think we have something, a little bit of something for everybody. And I think that's what they tried to do. I think that what they tried to do, the lineup of all the aircraft, they tried to find something that we didn't already have and something that, you know, will kind of apply to everybody. We got something for bush pilots, something for airline pilots, multiple things for airline pilots, for VFR flying, for helicopter flying. So whatever you're into, there's definitely something in there for you. Yep. Will it be on Steam? Yeah, I'm sure it will. I don't know if you can pre-order on Steam yet. I don't see anything. I couldn't find it yet. Does the 737 live up to the PMDG status, dog sniffer? No. Just below it though. It's not that far off. It's definitely flyable. It's definitely good enough to fly. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's really good for a default aircraft. I would say the 737 MAX is on the level of maybe a little better than the current Boeing 787 for Microsoft Flight Sim. What do you guys think about that? I think maybe a little better than that, which is good. It's flyable, has VNAV, get you where you gotta go. FMS all works, avionics all work. Yeah. Sorry, is the 321 just a stretch? Sorry, of the Asobo 320 Neo, or is it completely new? Well, I hope it's completely new, because if you just stretch it, then you didn't do it right. But I don't know for a fact. You have to ask Ionite Builds what detail they went through in converting to a 321 Neo. Did they just make a new model and put the same everything else on it? Did they actually tune it to actually perform and change like an actual 321 Neo? That we don't know anything about. All we know is we're getting it. When are streamers allowed to start posting early access videos on YouTube? Now that the embargo ended 8 hours ago, something like that. So yeah, if you go on YouTube, you'll see tons of content of everybody posting their opinions and experiences at the global preview event and the new gameplay. Oh, the 26th is the pre-order date on Steam. Thank you, Simbit World. I do know the developers are doing their own developer stream, which I definitely recommend you guys check out to get more details on some things. I think that's gonna be next week, sometime mid-week next week on the Microsoft Flight Sim channel on their Twitch. They'll be streaming. But definitely check those guys out. Lawnmower Kid, what is up? You saw a video on the A380 being developed. Yes, that's the fly-by-wire A380 being developed. Matter of fact, I'll tell you guys a little teaser. I haven't told anybody this yet, but we do have some A380 news coming soon on our podcast, the Blue Experience podcast. So I'll just leave that there. I'm not gonna say anything else. I don't want to ruin it. Didn't tell them I was gonna tell anybody, but that's coming, and I'm excited to show you guys what they've done and the updates of the A380. Thank you, Simbit World, for being a member, man. You're all good, man. You're all good. Are Wing Vapor FX improved in 2024? I did not see any Wing Vapor in 2024. The wing tips do they do produce wake turbulence, but I didn't actually see vapors coming from them. So I don't think that's included. We may have to still depend on an FX pack for that, but I did not see that. Do I have the actual sim? No, I just have pictures. I'm just looking through pictures as we're talking and answering questions about 2024. I did get a chance to play it. If you guys are just joining us, we're talking about Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. I got a chance to go and play it in person, get a hands-on in-person preview of it over at the Grand Canyon at the global preview event with about 100 other media and content creators, and just telling you guys what's been passed to me and the things that I learned. Matter of fact, let me show you some pictures of I can't show you this. So a lot of the videos I have in here in the press kit I can't play because they're not in the right format, but I can show you a few cool things about my time there. Let's see. So we had some interviews with, you know, Jorgen, whoever. Won't play the audio. This will all be cut into some additional videos later on. We were able to do some private interviews with these guys and kind of ask anything we wanted, and they're very open and transparent to honestly answering anything we asked. So it was really nice experience. Here's the head of Sobo. He's the guy who handles all the very technical stuff, like the flight model. Like whenever you complain about the flight model, you're basically hurting his feelings. I'm just kidding. No, you're not. But like, he's the guy you want to talk to if you have a problem with how a helicopter flies or how an aircraft does this or does that. All the technical stuff. He's the guy for that. Again, Adam Chino, no shared cockpit. I did ask that question, and no shared cockpit, but they did say that it's in the pipeline. They are working on it. They have prototypes that they're trying to do in the background, but they don't have a working one for the public just yet. What will be the release cost? That information, I believe, is on the Microsoft Store. I don't have that in front of me right now. Sorry. One major question: do you think that for example, the Phoenix planes and PMDG 777 will also be transferred to 2024? And if yes, when do we expect to see them? Well, I'm hoping they'll be available on day one, but we don't know. They told me that they've been testing like hundreds of third-party aircraft and scenery in 2024 as whoa. Not the first time. He's okay. This is my second keyboard. I've already broke one. I don't want to break another one. I don't want to spend money on another keyboard. But anyways, they've been testing already internally hundreds of third-party aircraft and scenery add-ons for from 2020 in 2024 as is, with no modifications, and they're telling us that they're working right now. Here's an example of something a developer may need to change. I have a video of this. I do have a video. Let's see, walk around mode. Let's go here. So like this kind of stuff, like where you can walk around and like touch the aircraft and open doors and check, like stuff like that, like is not gonna work on any of the 2020 planes because they have to probably make a change. They have to update that plane to take a new feature like this. And this is just an example of a new feature that 2024 brings that 2020 doesn't support. And so if an old plane comes to 2024, you know, and you want to go and do walk around mode, you can do walk around mode. You'll still do walk around mode. You can still look at the plane, but you'll probably not be able to interact with anything. Well, at least that's my thought. They didn't tell me that. That's just this is me, you know, speculating now. But you won't be able to really interact with anything, right? And so the developers are gonna have to go back, like PMDG is gonna have to go back and make all those doors that open actually be interactable with, so that you can actually, you know, do things and do all that. So it's just an example. There's plenty of other features that are coming to 2024 that are airplane specific that someone might want to do. Like for example, you see that pole on the ground? That's a banner tow bar, and they've added that to the model of the X Cub. Now, if you have some GA plane that in theory can do banner towing, well, cool, but the developer is going to have to update their aircraft to add that banner tow feature to that plane. Does that make sense? So like stuff like that, which is in theory kind of minor, the plane should still work as it does. But again, we don't know, you know, despite if they say they've been testing them or not, we really don't know what's going to work and what's not going to work until day one, when we copy over our aircraft into the new community folder and start trying to hit run to see what works and what doesn't work. The way I've been told about it is, imagine it like a major sim update. You know how we get sim updates every month, every couple months, and some planes will break, or they won't break, or they won't even be affected. Well, that's kind of what this transition is supposed to be like. Well, this is what I hope it is like. It's like there's gonna be new features introduced into 2024. Those same planes that go into 2024, they are chosen, they are put in the same place, same community folder, right? But if you want any of that new stuff, like a new flight model, the new physics, or new this or new that, like none of that's gonna work because they're still using an old plane, right? So the developer is gonna have to actually take advantage of those new features, and that's the way it's supposed to work. But again, we don't know until day one. Copy that. Does the Longitude have a cabin yet? Ooh, that's a great question. I did not test the Longitude. Actually, I did fly the Longitude, but I did not think to look back there, so I don't know. I honestly don't know, Debarcus. Nova question. Sorry if we asked, but Are there significant weather radar, live weather, and ATC improvements? I think you asked this earlier, and I think I missed it. I think I missed that. I don't think there's an improvement to the weather radar. I don't think there is. No, I want to say no. Live weather has been improved. Can't remember the details of how it's been improved. Do I have that in my notes? Did I type anything up about live weather? I know they improved the weather. Like, they have, the storms are much more dramatic. You have supercells now being formed. There's a bunch of stuff that changed about the weather. One thing I will say about the weather is that one thing that was misleading about one of the trailers was that we saw tornadoes. Now, tornadoes is going to only be in career mode. Let me be super clear. And I had to ask this because I was excited about tornadoes, like a lot of people were. They were like, oh, tornadoes. Well, tornadoes is a type of career mission that you can get in the career mode, but you will not see a tornado in the free flight because it is strictly for career mode and for the career mode tornado chasing missions. All right, so like you won't just see tornadoes spawning into the Microsoft Flight Sim free flight world. So a bit disappointing in that because I was hoping to see, you know, dynamic tornadoes popping up when, you know, it made sense, but it doesn't. Sim Race Fly, welcome to the stream. But yeah, weather's been changed and improved. I don't know the technical details, so sorry about that. Do windshield wipers work? I don't think so. Isn't that aircraft specific though? I didn't fly in the rain, so I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know. Do you know if you can do missions with other players, like fight fires with friends? No. All of the missions are single player. Another thing I asked about and I complained about to developers, like, hey, we need to change this. Like, single player firefighting, come on. We gotta find a way to make this multiplayer and co-op. So right now at launch, it's not gonna be multiplayer, it's single player. I'm hoping that some third parties can do some cool things to change that. So, but no, not multiplayer. Can you talk about the ground services in 2024? No, because I did not get a chance to try them. Sorry. Do you know if the generic live traffic has rapidly improved as shown in the trailer? Yes, it has. I have pictures of that. They're kind of small. So they have, yeah, they're kind of small. They've updated the AI traffic. Let me see, I wrote it down somewhere. I want to say 90. Where did I type it? I have a lot of notes. Oh, here's AI air traffic. They now have 91% of all aircraft models for AI traffic. So you should see a lot less Boeing A380s and things like that. And they have some liveries too. They're still working on getting more liveries, but they do have a bunch of liveries. This is the Embraers. Got some citations over there. I did see when I was playing, when I was doing my gameplay, I did still see a really weird blue plane. I don't know if you can completely get rid of all of them. There's some 777 or 787s. That's a 777 right there. Various liveries. Here's a bunch of them just scattered in the airport as an example. So yeah, they've done a lot of work in the AI traffic department for Microsoft Flight Sim. So I was happy to see that because I know that's a big complaint. And hopefully this will also translate to model matching too, since there's a lot more models that can get a lot closer to your correct match. And I did ask that, but he had to check on that. He didn't actually know the answer to that just yet. Was Oz Flight Simmer there? Sadly, I don't think he could make it, but you should ask him. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I did not personally see him. Yep, there you go. Yes, if you're on Xbox, that's a big deal if you're on Xbox. Did you get a look at the A400? I did not get to fly it. I have a picture of it. That's all I got for you. I did not get to fly the A400. I don't think that was... again, when we were there was a lot of aircraft that we didn't get to fly because many of them were, you know, not done. And they were not currently downloaded on the machines that we were playing on. Where's my picture of the A400? Where is my... I know it's right in front of me. There it is. Hello, A400. Here she is. What's up, Wooshi? Welcome to the stream, man. Good to see you. Do you know if a new chase plane style camera system is on its way? The current toggle buttons for the custom cameras are a bit annoying. I agree. I completely agree with you, Andrews. I did not see any changes to the camera system when I was playing the game, but or the sim, but I did ask about that, and I honestly don't remember what he answered. To be completely honest with you, I did request that we could get something like that, but no, I did not. When I was playing it, I didn't see any changes to how the camera system works, sadly, because that's one of my big requests too, is that they change the way the camera system works. Yeah, that too. At least get, you know, APIs so people can make some add-ons for the cameras. Are the physics the same? Are the physics the same as 2020, or is it completely different? It's improved. I'll say that it's improved. I wouldn't say completely different, but it's improved for various reasons. Ground physics have improved. Actual being in the air, those physics have improved. When you combine those, the landing feels a lot better too. I did not check out ATC. Yeah. Yes, user 148238. This is a screenshot from Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. We're not currently playing 2024. I'm just answering any of you guys' questions you have before we hop off of here. Take a few more before I go. Will the game still be about 400 terabytes to download? It shouldn't, because they're doing a cloud, more cloud-based streaming. Like aircraft will be streamed. Scenery obviously will still be streamed, and it's mainly for your marketplace. If you have 400 terabytes of scenery or stuff in your community folder, like third-party stuff from outside the marketplace, that's still gonna take a lot of space up. But anything you bought on the marketplace or downloaded from the marketplace will be streamed to you from now on, so that will save you a ton of space. Do I know anything about dual jetway connection? It is not. Actually, I don't know. I don't know if it's supported. I don't know. I know it's not supported in 2020. I don't know if they've added that in 2024. Sorry. You get an AN225 model, a bag, a metal Microsoft Sim 2024 badge, and a bunch of collector stuff for the Aviators edition. Sweet. What about VR? VR does work. VR, there's been no VR changes or enhancements between 2020 and 2024. It's the exact same. Just the sim looks way better now. So in VR, it's gonna look better only because the sim looks better. As far as performance, I don't know. I did not actually try it in VR myself, but VR does work. I talked to a couple people who did try VR. There is plans to have some sort of what do they call it? It's not called the gateway. My X-Plane calls it the gateway. Microsoft has a different name for kind of like their scenery collection. Like you can like help them create better scenery for the sim and stuff like that. I can't remember what it's called, but I believe they shut that down for a little while they're waiting for 2024 to release and to finish kind of like the SDK and the tools. But I know they're gonna have that. Are the default airports more accurate? They look better, like the textures of the ground look better, but as far as accuracy of where taxiways are and taxiway signs, I don't know if that's changed. I think it's the same database. Do you know where to find what aircraft are in each game edition? Yes. There's a bunch of pictures floating around on Reddit, on the forum, like everywhere, showing what aircraft are in which edition. I have a picture here as well. I can show again if you want. On the screen, I can leave it up for a little bit. Kind of small, but there it is. Do they plan to allow for pre-download days before release? I don't know the answer to that question. You have to ask them. Yes, thank you, Simbit World. It's called a World Hub. That's where people are like submitting edits to aircraft to scenery to make them more accurate. But yeah, I don't know if they're doing pre-downloads. I would assume they would, but again, I don't work for them. I don't know the answer to that. I didn't ask them. What is my opinion about the whole cloud-based thing? I am optimistic, but also concerned. It's a good idea in theory. I like the idea of saving space on my PC, but I am worried that having poor connection, and also with the connection always cutting out in 2020, like if that happens, I'm in the middle of a flight, what then, right? So I am a bit weary about that, so we'll have to see how that works out in practice, but I'm hoping that it works out well, because I definitely would love to have that space back. Will all aircraft be available in the standard edition? Not all, no. There's only what you see here available in the standard edition in blue. And then you have some separate deluxe edition aircraft and separate premium deluxe edition aircraft. But if you already owned, yeah, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there because I don't know the answer to that. If you already own premium in the old version, I don't know if those planes translate over. I assume they do, but I don't actually know. I'm trying to avoid putting my foot in my mouth and just saying yes or no to things that I don't actually know the answer to. So yeah, the rolling cash thing, I never really did that too much, so I'm concerned about that rolling cash. We'll see. I hope it works out the way they want it to, because I don't want to have cache issues and stutters, and I don't know. I mean, it ran well when I played it, but again, I didn't go very far. I stayed in a fairly small area, just testing how aircraft flew and how they felt, things like that. When does it come out? Microsoft Flight Sim comes out, I believe it's November 19th. Correct me, chat. November 19th, I believe. About exactly 2 months away. Flight model felt good, Andy. It felt good. It felt better than 2020. But still not as good as X-Plane, if that makes sense to you. But that felt good. It wasn't distracting, wasn't bad. I felt like it did what I wanted to do and how it should do it in the different phases of flight. I talked about a little bit. Again, guys, if you haven't seen my previous videos that I posted about 5 videos today. So I talk about a lot of these subjects. I go into very deep detail on the career mode. I do some career mode gameplay. I did a 737 MAX flight, and I talk a little bit about how it felt and the flight model, things like that there. And what else did I post? I can't remember now. I didn't even sleep last night, so I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember. There you go. Thank you, D-Barkus. There's the prices right there in the chat. Yes, Storm Chaser. I played it early, man. I'm one of the lucky ones. Did Carinado create the Cessna 402? Probably. I'm not gonna say yes, because I don't actually remember. But I know Carinado made a lot of planes that are included in the sim, and so did Flight FX and a bunch of different developers. A lot of the planes you see on here are all third parties that Microsoft kind of brought in to make planes. I don't think Asobo or Microsoft made very many aircraft for the new game. How will the world update download to the game? So all the world updates from now on will be cloud-based. So you will no longer download the world updates to your PC. They'll be streamed to you just like the rest of the scenery. That's true, Tom. So I'm the same way. I don't regret buying the Premium Deluxe Edition for 2020 because it turned out that the people who modded like the 787, you still had to own the Premium Deluxe just to use the mod. So I know I'm gonna at least get the Premium Deluxe. I'm gonna do some research into the Aviator Edition a bit more and understand a bit better what you get there. I don't want to just drop $200 just for the heck of it. I ain't doing all that, you know what I mean? So I'm at least getting the Premium Deluxe. I'll tell you that. Thank you, David, for the sub. Welcome to the blue team, man. Appreciate it so much. Stalker actual is in the chat. What's up, man? He says looking good. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward. I am. I really am. Like I said, I'm hoping that this can put my 2020 to sleep, man. I'm trying to take my 2020 out back, put it to sleep, and then bring in 2024. That's the goal. That's the plan. I don't want to have 2 Microsoft Flight Sims on my machine. I'm gonna keep X-Plane around though. X-Plane's cool people. We go way back. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping X-Plane around. I still believe in the future of X-Plane. X-Plane 12 is still a really good sim. I'm not planning on deleting that. I don't want to delete it, but I'm at least deleting Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 and replacing it with 2024. And so I'm really hoping, I'm banking on my third-party add-ons like my Phoenix, my PMDG, my GSX, you know, all my favorite third-party add-ons that I cannot live without today to work. Because I don't think a lot of those things, like, we're still not gonna have, you know. So I wanna really enjoy my sim from day one, hopefully, man. But I'm gonna kind of you know, set my expectations here and expect that, you know, there's gonna be some things that are not gonna work on day one. It's gonna happen. There's growing pains. It always happens when a new game comes out. Usually the old mods have to be updated in some kind of way. So expect that. Don't get all pissed when you find out, oh, my mod doesn't work. Well, you should have expected it, right? It's a new game. It's not an update. It's a new game.
All aboard!
So yeah. Are the helicopter physics better? Storm Chaser, sorry, man. I didn't get a chance to try the helicopter stuff. I did not. Yeah, I'm putting 2020 to bed. That's my plan. That is my plan. I don't even have space for both sims. So I'll probably at least hold it for a day, right? I'm gonna probably get 24 installed. I'm gonna run it, make sure it actually works, doesn't crash my computer, no blue screens, you know, none of that crazy unplayable stuff. Make sure it's at least playable. And I'm obviously gonna try. I'm gonna load it. I'm gonna load up 24, right? I'm going to play it vanilla with no mods at all, and then I'm gonna slowly start adding in mods and see, like, if anything has any problems. Try out each aircraft, and if everything's good to go, then goodbye 2020. You know, if a few things don't work, but they're not, you know, crucial, then still goodbye 2020. But yeah, gotta temper those expectations, man. Temper those expectations. Same thing with performance, with day one issues. You know, there's always problems with servers on day one. So, I mean, I say be patient, but I know we're still gonna be pissed. We're still gonna be upset if it's not working. So, but just kind of prepare yourself mentally for the worst, I guess. I don't want to be skeptical or whatever, but like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, gotta protect your heart. Remember you saying the ideal spec was 100 megabytes per second internet, but it's actually 100 megabits. Thank you for correcting me there. It's like 50 megabytes per second. Thank you, man. I don't know anything about that stuff, so I appreciate you correcting me. Any benefits buying directly from Microsoft rather than Steam? I personally always recommended people to buy it from Microsoft rather than Steam, because sometimes the Steam doesn't get the updates as fast or as early as a Microsoft store. So like, if you're a person who wants to get the update as soon as the update comes out, sometimes there's a delay with Steam. Also, the way that sales go are a bit different between Microsoft Store and Steam. So I would do Steam again. Sorry, not Steam. I would do Microsoft Store personally. I would do Microsoft Store. But yeah, hopefully those loading times are much better. Slow. The game releases in November 19th. Does a standard edition get the max 8? Yes, you get the max 8 with the standard edition. You get the A321, the 330, the Beluga, the A400, the H125. You get a lot of good stuff, honestly. The standard edition has some pretty good stuff. The deluxe has nothing interesting to me personally. There's some good things in there, but nothing interesting to me personally. The premium deluxe though has the Phenom and the Boeing 747 Dream, a super tanker, and the Dream Lifter, and the 225, and the C-17. So there's a few good things that I'm interested in, and the Chinook. Yeah, don't forget the Chinook. A few good things in the Premium Deluxe. So I would get Premium Deluxe at least for me personally. That's me. I'm not telling you to do that. It's just me. Yes, the new 2024 will include a replay mode. Yes, it will. People, if you have 2020 on Steam and you get 2024 on Microsoft Store or Xbox app or whatever, will the marketplace purchase transfer? That I don't know. I'd recommend holding that question for the Microsoft Flight Sim official stream on their Twitch channel, which is next week. I think it's next Wednesday on the 20-something. Flight Sim School, welcome aboard, welcome to the stream. Just want to drop in. Saw your videos were some of the most informative to come out. Thank you, appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. I'm glad I was able to help. I'm excited for the Saab 2, Tamsu. I am. I don't know why either. Like, I'm really excited for the Saab 340. Like, it's not that special of an aircraft. It's not that fancy, right? But I'm looking forward to it. I hope they get the sounds right, because that Saab 340 can sound amazing. Those turboprop engines, man. Anyways, guys, I gotta get out of here. We could talk for hours. I've already gone like double the time I was supposed to stay here. I'm excited for 2024. But I'm also, as I said, tempering my expectations for a few different things. So we'll wait and get more information as it comes out. If you have any more questions for me, you can drop them in the comments on either this video or any other videos that I've posted about 2024. We'll be streaming again tomorrow, doing DCS World, doing some rotor ops with my new Verpal helicopter control set with the Mad Dogs tomorrow. So if you like that kind of thing, come through, hang out. If you have any questions, I may be able to answer them there as well. But yeah, if you have any questions about career mode, I have a video about that. Questions about flight model 737 Max, I have videos about that. Questions about just anything flight sim, I have a video about that already. If I don't answer it in the video though, you can leave it in the comments and I'll do my best to get back to you guys. But anyways, I gotta get out of here. I gotta eat. And I got more work to do. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, chilling, talking Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. If you saw those before and after pictures earlier, oh my God, the sim we're flying right now looks like crap. Let me show you one more time the difference. Let me show you the perspective, the difference between what we're flying right now and what we're gonna be flying in just 2 months' time. Let's see, where's that one shot I've seen? I was like, oh my God, what is this? Look at this. Look at this forest. Look at this blurry mess. Look at this pixelation. And this is what we're getting. Man. Look at this. Look at the grass. What is this? What is this scene? What is this? What is this, Minecraft? This is what we're getting. Anyways. Guys, until next time, remember you have 3 choices: give up, give in, or give it all. You got peace, love, and God bless you. I will see you guys next time, next video. I am all the way out of here. See ya.